Ahoy! News just got out that another Amazon Games employee left recently. However, in this particular case, it may actually not be purely bad news that happened, and I will elaborate on that. First of all, we don't know if this employee left by choice or if they were let go, fired. That is something we will probably not find out, but the person in question is the current content creator manager. This role has a very chaotic track record with Amazon Games in general. Initially, around launch, this role was filled by Henninger. He eventually got promoted to head of global creator relations at Amazon Games and is responsible for all of their games and also seems to cover a larger scale of things in general now. So they separately started looking for a content creator manager. And after a while, they found Sky, or the DM. Sky is someone who I actually knew at the time because I had already worked with him when he was working as the content creator manager for Into the AM. So it was kind of funny stumbling across our old messages when I first got in touch with him. And Sky worked on a couple of projects, for example, the whole war server thing that was going on for a while, where there was a dedicated server specifically for wars. But then he left relatively abruptly and there was pretty much radio silence around the entire content creator situation. He eventually moved on to become the content creator guy for Once Human. Meanwhile, the position for a content creator manager at Amazon stayed vacant for quite a while. And not only that, the Discord server where any Amazon Games related content creator stuff was happening kind of got completely locked down. Not shut down, you can still access the channels, but you couldn't write in them. This started in October 2023 and was only meant to be a temporary measure. As of today, this measure is still in place. However, in February of this year, Max announced that he would be the new Creator Program Manager at Amazon Games, for all of the games, not just New World. At the time, he made a big announcement which included various plans they had, and one of them that I want to show you here was that they were planning to do a detailed roadmap outlining the things they were planning for their Creator Program. But this roadmap never manifested, at least not in this Discord server. Instead, we got mostly radio silence with some announcements surrounding Summer Games Fest in between, but that was to be expected. Now, I personally never heard from Max. I thought that was at least a little bit weird. I thought that I would get somewhat of a contact there, just because I am probably the biggest pure YouTube New World content creator, maybe the second or third biggest if we count in the people that also do Twitch at the same time. But that was also not surprising to me. It was honestly in line with my expectation, since it so far seemed that all of the events and everything they scheduled were very much focused on the Twitch content creators more than anyone else. But I recently learned that I probably should have been a bit more skeptical about that, because it turns out there was apparently a new content creator server. How did I find out about that? Thanks to an anonymous source, I learned that Max actually posted an announcement recently stating that he was going to be departing from Amazon Games. This announcement was never posted on the official Amazon Games content creator server, so it must have been posted somewhere else, either in some internal hidden channels or on a completely different Discord, and as far as I understand it, it's actually on a new Discord. So the announcement here is, hello everyone, today is unfortunately my last day at Amazon Games. I want to let you all know that I fought every day to do these things and make the changes necessary to have an effective creator program. While I worked as hard as I couldn't overcome some very difficult hurdles. Moving forward, please continue to reach out to some other people at AGS if you need any support or have any questions. First of all, I want to make this very clear. I'm obviously never happy when somebody loses their job. I think that is a terrible situation for anyone to be in, and that's not something that I would celebrate in any way. But in this particular case, I do have to wonder what was going on. I don't know if what was happening was Max's responsibility, but it does seem odd to me. If I was new to a role of being a content creator manager, the first thing that I would do is try and find the major content creators in the games that I'm managing and see what platforms they're on, how much reach they have there, which ones you want to work with and which ones you maybe don't. And not too long ago, we had the Community Convergence event, which came with creator spotlights. The first one of those spotlights was for Baggins, which I guess is always a fair bet, so fair enough. It makes sense, even though he's not exactly the one who needs a creator spotlight compared to other creators. But the other two were huge question marks to me, and that's not a shot at those creators, they are doing their thing, but I have no clue how they ended up being chosen as the community creators worthy of a spotlight. One of them was Deadshot Devi, who, as far as I can tell, barely touches New World. I can't blame her, but obviously this seems like an odd choice for someone to spotlight. And the other person was Ashley, who didn't play New World prior to the event, to the spotlight thing, but was playing RuneScape primarily and some other games, I think, at the time. Then was playing New World during the spotlight event for a bit and then went back to other games. Now, I'm sure both of these creators played New World at some point in the past and somehow had the right connections to Amazon or to the creator manager or whatever, resulting in them getting these spots. But to me, your job as a content creator manager would be to make sure that the people you're looking for are people that are currently active in the game and are supporting it and are hopefully people that can benefit from the boost as well, rather than move back to other games right after. And this is not me saying this should have been me. There are plenty of examples both on Twitch and YouTube that could have been better suited in my opinion. So based on that, my impression of the selection here at least was relatively lackluster, and I thought that was not exactly a job well done, and maybe that was what Amazon was thinking as well. Maybe they were just not happy with how things were going with Max. To be clear though, it is entirely possible that Max had nothing to do with these choices. It's possible that they had some other connections to Amazon, or that he was not even handling this event in its entirety, because I know that there were also other Amazon people involved in that. But either way, as far as I can tell, this would have been the only major community event we had since Max came into this position, so I'm assuming that is something he had some hand in. So in case it was not him quitting, but rather Amazon letting him go, then I would think that has something to do with the New World Aeternum launch. And I think they would want someone that they deem more suitable for the position before New World Aeternum launches, so that any cooperation with content creators before launch could go as smoothly as possible to get the best promotion possible. This kind of role can often be filled relatively quickly because there's a lot of demand for it. However, it is hard to know beforehand if you have the right person for it, so they have no guarantee that whoever they hire will be competent at their job. But look, if it means we end up with a content creator manager who will actually let me on the content creator server, I am not complaining. And speaking of inaccessible servers here, I don't have a console, so I will not be part of the early console playtest. If however any of you ended up getting access and you'd like to share some information with me, I will make sure that it's completely anonymous, and I would greatly appreciate it. If that is you, feel free to message me directly on Discord or go through my business email. If you're new to the channel and you want to stay updated about New World, consider subscribing and clicking the bell. If you'd like to support me further, you can do so on my Patreon. Thanks to all of my patrons for I do exactly that. And thank you for watching. Duke Sloth, out.